Hi there! In this video I'm going to show you how to make this pretty bracelet using some really large beads and then smaller beads to balance them out. So what makes this bracelet design work is that you have very large beads and smaller beads strung together. The large beads go over 2 strands, and then you end up with 2 strands of beads in between. So what I have here are these 2 oval 35mm by 25mm wood Jasper beads. Large flat beads like this are nice for bracelets because they lie nice and flat on your wrist instead of being lumpy and bulky. And then to go with those, I have a bunch of these pearl beads, some in a champagne color and some in kind of a brassy coppery color. And then to finish your bracelet, you'll need a clasp, a couple jump rings, 4 crimps, 4 crimp covers, and 2 wire protectors. You'll also need some bead stringing wire, and because some of the wire may show, just because of the way this bracelet is constructed, I've chosen this gold wire. So you just need to cut 2 strands, around 10 to 12 inches. And I'm actually going to start the design in the center of my bracelet, because I'm not sure how much space these beads are going to take up. So I'm going to start stringing 4 of these pearls, and then I'm going to put my wood Jasper beads on either side of the pearls. And then I'm going to string 4 pearls on each end and give it a measure and then adjust accordingly. This bracelet is just about 6 inches. What you're looking for in a bracelet with the beaded section is for it to be about 1 inch less than the finished size you need it to be. And I need a bracelet about 7 1/4, 7 1/2 inches with these thicknesses of beads. But the way it's going to be strung, there's going to be extra, so I think 6 will be plenty. So now on my second piece of bead stringing wire, I'll go ahead and string another 4 pearls. And then that wire also goes through the wood Jasper bead. And then the other end of the wire goes through the wood Jasper bead on the other side. And there you have your double strand. And you can see how just due to the nature of the beading, some of the wire shows. So then I'm going to put 4 more beads on each of the new strands on either end. So now I have my beads all strung, and I'm just going to pull them up so they're a little snug, but not too snug. And I'm going to slide both wires through a crimp. And then use crimping pliers or a special crimping tool to flatten that crimp. Always test to make sure it's holding nice and strong. And now trim off one of those wires right next to the crimp, being careful that you only trim off one. So then use crimping pliers to pick up a crimp cover and just slide it over that crimp. Squeeze to close, and now it just looks like you have a bead there and you've finished off one of your wire ends. Next on that wire, slide a crimp and then a wire protector. And if you were using a clasp with a closed loop, you would want to attach that now to your wire protector. But mine's open, so I'm not going to worry about it. That wire goes back through the crimp. Pull it up nice and close, and again, flatten that crimp. Test to make sure it's holding, trim off the wire, and add a crimp cover as before. And on this end, I'm going to use chain nose pliers to open up a jump ring and attach one piece of my clasp and that wire protector. That's why I didn't worry about sliding it on before. But again, if you were going to slide your clasp with the closed loop on, you would need to do that before you slid the wire back through the crimp. I just wanted the clasp to be able to move a little more freely, so I put it on a jump ring. And then you're going to repeat on the other end just pull up both the strands. Don't pull them up too tight so that your bracelet is stiff. You give it a little bit of room to drape and move. And then repeat, adding the crimp to both wires, flattening, adding the crimp cover, trim the wire, add the other crimp, wire protector, and the other part of your clasp. And there you have a fun bracelet design using a couple of really large beads, but balancing them out with 2 strands of other beads. Happy creating!